Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. All of the columns are in, and today I'm going around and getting all these saddle joints ready for trusses. So what I'm doing, there is a block in there that the truss sits on. I am unscrewing it and then taking a wedge board like that up there and prying that open. It needs to be about 1 5/8 inches, a little bit wider than that for the truss to drop in. And then I'm marking and measuring and putting 2 screws in. The reason I'm measuring is so that those screws go right into wood and don't hit the metal plates. I'll drill right through the metal plates and put 2 big bolts in here later on. But these screws, I want to hit just wood. And where they're positioned, that's what they're gonna do. And you could see that they don't protrude into the saddle at all. I need the truss to just drop in there. We'll tap it into place and then throw all these screws back in. I have this side completely done. Oh, I should explain this right away. This column on the top, that saddle joint was almost pinched together. It was like maybe that wide at the top. So I really opened it up as much as I could, and then it still wanted to be about 1.5 inches wide, and that's not wide enough. So I left that stick in there. The stick is actually 1 3/4. When the truss starts dropping into there, I'll pull the stick out, and then the truss itself will splay it the rest of the way, and the weight of the truss should drop down into there, and then it'll get tapped flush and screwed just like the rest of them. For such a simple task, it actually takes quite a bit of kit, and working up there, you need something to hold it. What I did here, and I did this when we built the house as well, I had one that was on an angle, so I had a platform to hold stuff while I was working on the trusses, and I had a couple like this. Some were much bigger, and all this is a couple 2x4s and a 2x6. I bring it up there with me, and this stuff right here needs a place to sit. I have my tape measure, my screws, and my screw gun all on my tool belt. So between this and my tool belt, I have all the tools I need up there. All right, I'm gonna strap a camera to my head. Hopefully I do a much better job on filming this than I did on some of the stuff with the addition there. It's really hard to focus when you have something strapped on your head, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So let's get up there and I'll do one of them for you. On this side, I only need to mark close to me. And on this side, I'm going to mark the far side. And my measurements are 2.5. So I'm starting on 5, we'll go 7.5. I believe I'm going to have a lot of sun in this video. Nothing I can do about it. That's what I put up with all day. All right, and I have that set on 10, and I want to go to 15, so I go up to 25 here. I'm burning 10 inches. Just hold my finger on it and put a little cross. Now, yeah, I'm right in the sun, and again, there's not a lot I can do about it. These are the worst screws for starting that I've ever seen. I should have probably got some GRKs for this, but I don't know if GRKs are for treated wood, and this treated wood will eat a fastener if it's not made for it. All right, this one I gotta spin around like that. And then watch it poke through, reverse it out, bada bing, bada boom. When we put these trusses in, we're gonna have one of these at the ready for each and every one, and we can open it up a little bit if needed. I have another tool belt with a driver pocket for Natalie, but I don't know if she'll be able to wear it, so we'll see on that. All right, now move on to the next one. Hopefully that showed up. Now I'm going to do the rest of these, then I got to go up and mark the top of the trusses, at least the ones that I can get to. Some of them are kind of into the grass there. And then I have to mark some spacers that I'm going to throw in as the trusses are going up. This was in a little short video from yesterday, but I'll show it again here. This is the back end, and we have catch blocks. Those are the same height as the blocks in the saddle joints there. This outrigger right here will catch the truss. It'll slide down and sit on top of that catch block, and then I'll throw a couple screws in it here and there to hold it in place until I can get something better into it. And then in the end, this is going to be bolted on the ends just like these other ones, and it's going to have some spacks holding it to these uprights here. You can hear the combine in that field over there. You can't see it though, the trees are kind of in the way, but there's a field about a quarter mile away right there, and they're cutting beans over there, which means we'll be having an Asian beetle invasion real soon. Oh boy, I just got my hair cut and it's already 3 o'clock. All I got done was splaying all these joints and getting the screws and stuff ready. Well, actually, I got all my girts ready to go, and what else? Oh, that's right. I did the risers and manifold for the propane tank. That's where all the time went. So I am kind of out of time. I have about 2 hours left. I still need to mark the trusses and I still need to mark the purlins and stuff, but I have something that's more pressing. What I got to do is make a lumber carrier for this truck. I have one for my other truck, but I don't have one for this. All it is a box that will go, not like a full box, but just a square of lumber with a little bit of bracing so that I can put lumber in at this height and run it across the roof. That's the only way I'm going to be able to haul like 18-20 foot lumber for this project. So I'm going to take some measurements and I'm going to start working on that. I have to go get lumber tomorrow. That's the big deal. And there's no way. I've been doing it by putting the lumber back against here and running it over the top, but that's really dangerous with 18-foot lumber. So let's get this back part measured up and start building a lumber rack. Natalie's doing some mowing right there, so it's a little bit loud, but this is how this works. That box-shaped structure back here is right at the height of 2x material on top of the cab right there, and the lumber will span across onto the top of that. When I load up, I'll put a board on either side and I'll screw it down into there, screw it down into this back part, and then once everything's loaded, I just put a strap right through the cab over the top, and I'll put a strap from here over the top to there, and it'll be rock solid, not going anywhere. You just got to make sure you use the right screws and don't screw into your vehicle. That would suck. So what I need now is the height from here to the high part of the bed here. Okay, here's my dimensions. I got 44.5 inches up to the bottom of that board right there. And I keep, like those two boards right there, those are probably the ones I'm going to use. I keep the stuff all together and use the same ones every time. Usually I just throw it in the back of the truck. So I need 2 at 44.5. Oh no, I don't. These are shy. All right, let me get this wood cut up. I need 2 5-footers, so I'll just take that out of one of these wonky 10-footers, and, well, I'll get this out of a wonky 10-footer as well, and maybe I can get the braces as well. All right, doing a test fit of the 5-foot part here, and it looks like that's going to be perfect. Got another 5-foot one on the top, and then the 2 sides. I'll do the bracing last, just below the gate here. So let's get these 3 parts cut and assemble the box. I pre-drilled the holes for the screws because we're real close to the end. I drilled them at a slight angle, about 1 inch in. And I'm using 3 3/4 inch construction screws. Because this isn't treated wood, these screws are going to last as long as the wood does. By the time the wood rots out, the screws will be rotten as well, and the whole thing is firewood. One of these boards, this one right here, is the concrete form for this propane slab. And now I need to get a board from Natalie's grade beam. Those top boards all come off now. I'm just going to grab one of them for the braces. All right, I am just going to split this board down the middle at 45 and see what that looks like. Something right about there. That should do it. All right. And then I want it to go down real close down here. So I'm going to mark it up there and cut them both like that. and get these screwed on. All right, the neighbors just stopped by to check out the progress, and it is getting pretty late. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, get everything cleaned up. I'm really glad I got this ready. I gotta go get all of the bracing for the trusses tomorrow, and I still don't know exactly what I need to get. I gotta go get that figured out on the computer and make me a list. So let me get this area cleaned up, and I will be back with you in just a second. Before I forget, this lumber rack that I just showed you, this is for old trucks. Do not use this on a newer truck or anything nice. If you use this on a newer truck, you will have an older truck before you know it. I got some wood preservative on the end grain and around the screws on all this stuff. That'll give it an extra couple of years of life. I'll let that dry overnight, and tomorrow I'm going to go get that lumber. I think I'm going to work out here until the sun's completely down. I think I have about a half hour or so. I got to get rid of this stuff right here and tidy the place up a little bit. Got the gator completely cleaned out. That was a real mess. Okay, not looking too bad here. So tomorrow is a rain day. I'm running to town, getting some lumber, and then I'll be marking lumber pretty much the entire next day after that. And hopefully, with any luck, we'll be putting these trusses up on Friday, which is 3 days from now. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Oopsie.